I Am That. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 22. Life is love, and love is life. Life is love, and love is life. What keeps the body together but love? What is desire but love of the self? What is fear but the urge to protect? And what is knowledge but the love of truth? The means and forms may be wrong, but the motive behind is always love. Love of the me and the mine. The me and the mine may be small or may explode and embrace the universe, but love remains. Questioner. Is the practice of yoga always conscious, or can it be quite unconscious, below the threshold of awareness? Maharaj. In the case of a beginner, the practice of yoga is often deliberate and requires great determination. But those who have been practicing sincerely for many years are intent on self-realization all the time, whether conscious of it or not. Unconscious sadhana, disciplined and dedicated practice, is most effective because it is spontaneous and steady. Questioner. What is the position of a man who was a sincere student of yoga for some time and then became discouraged and abandoned all efforts? Maharaj. What a man appears to do or not to do is often deceptive. His apparent lethargy may be just a gathering of strength. The causes of our behavior are very subtle. One must not quick to condemn, nor even to praise. Remember that yoga is the work of the inner self, on the outer self. All that the outer does is merely in response to the inner. Questioner. Still, the outer helps. Maharaj. How much can it help and in what way? It has some control over the body and can improve its posture and breathing. Over the mind's thoughts and feelings, it has little mastery, for it is itself the mind. It is the inner that can control the outer. The outer will be wise to obey. Questioner. If it is the inner that ultimately is responsible for a man's spiritual development, why is the outer so much exhorted and encouraged? Maharaj. The outer can help by keeping quiet and free from desire and fear. You would have noticed that all advice to the outer is in the form of negations. Don't, stop, refrain, forego, give up, sacrifice, surrender, and see the false as false. Even the little description of reality that is given is through denials. Not this, not this. Neti, neti. All positives belong to the inner self as all absolutes to reality. Questioner. How are we to distinguish the inner from the outer in actual experience? Maharaj. The inner is the source of inspiration. The outer is moved by memory. The source is untraceable, while all memory begins somewhere. Thus, the outer is always determined, while the inner cannot be held in words. The mistake of students consists in their imagining the inner to be something to get hold of, and forgetting that all perceivables are transient and therefore unreal. only that which makes perception possible, call it life or Brahman, or whatever you like, is real. Questioner. Must life have a body for its self-expression? Maharaj. The body seeks to live. It is not life that needs the body. It is the body that needs life. Questioner. Does life do it deliberately? Maharaj. Does love act deliberately? Yes and no. Life is love and love is life. What keeps the body together but love? What is desire but love of the self? What is fear but the urge to protect? And what is knowledge but the love of truth? The means and forms may be wrong, but the motive behind is always love. Love of the me and the mind. The me and the mind may be small or may explode and embrace the universe, but love remains. Questioner. The repetition of the name of God is very common in India. Is there any virtue in it? Maharaj. When you know the name of a thing or a person, you can find it easily. By calling God by his name, you make him come to you. Questioner. In what shape does he come? Maharaj. According to your expectations. If you happen to be unlucky and some saintly soul gives you a mantra for good luck and you repeat it with faith and devotion, your bad luck is bound to turn. Steady faith is stronger than destiny. Destiny is the result of causes mostly accidental and is therefore loosely woven. Confidence and good hope will overcome it easily. Questioner. When a mantra is chanted, what exactly happens? Maharaj. The sound of a mantra creates the shape, which will embody the self. The self can embody any shape. It operates through it. After all, the self is expressing itself in action, and a mantra is primarily energy in action. It acts on you. It acts on your surroundings. Questioner. The mantra is traditional. Must it be so? Maharaj. Since time immemorial, a link was created between certain words and corresponding energies. This link is reinforced by numberless repetitions. It is just like a road to walk on. It is an easy way. Only faith is needed. You trust the road to take you to your destination. Questioner. In Europe, there is no tradition of a mantra except in some contemplative orders. Of what use is it to a modern young Westerner? Maharaj. None, unless he is very much attracted. For him, the right procedure is to adhere to the thought that he is the ground of all knowledge, the immutable and perennial awareness of all that happens to the senses and the mind. If he keeps it in mind all the time, aware and alert, he is bound to break the bounds of non-awareness and emerge into pure life, light, and love. The idea, I am the witness only, will purify the body and the mind and open the eye of wisdom. Then man goes beyond illusion and his heart is free of all desires. Just like ice turns to water and water to vapor, and vapor dissolves in thin air and disappears in space, so does the body dissolve into pure awareness then into pure being, which is beyond all existence and non-existence. Questioner. The realized man eats, drinks, and sleeps. What makes him do so? Maharaj. The same power that moves the universe moves him too. Questioner. All are moved by the same power. What is the difference? Maharaj. This only. The realized man knows what others merely hear, but don't experience. Intellectually, they may seem convinced, but in action, they betray their bondage, while the realized man is always right. Questioner. Everybody says, I am. The realized man too says, I am. Where is the difference? Maharaj. The difference is in the meaning attached to the words I am. With the realized man, the experience, I am the world is mine, is supremely valid. He thinks, feels, and acts integrally and in unity with all that lives. He may not even know the theory and practice of self-realization and be born and bred free of religious and metaphysical notions. But there will not be the least flaw in his understanding and compassion. Questioner. I may come across a beggar, naked and hungry, and ask him, Who are you? He may answer, I am the Supreme Self. Well, I say, since you are the Supreme, change your present state. What will he do? Maharaj. He will ask you, which state? What is there that needs changing? What is wrong with me? Questioner. Why should he answer so? Maharaj. Because he is no longer bound by appearances. He does not identify himself with the name and shape. He uses memory, but memory cannot use him. Questioner. Is not all knowledge based on memory? Maharaj. Lower knowledge, yes. Higher knowledge, knowledge of reality, is inherent in man's true nature. Questioner. Can I say that I am not what I am conscious of, nor am I consciousness itself? Maharaj. As long as you are a seeker, it is better to cling to the idea that you are pure consciousness, free from all content. To go beyond consciousness is the supreme state. Questioner. The desire for realization, does it originate in consciousness or beyond? Maharaj. In consciousness, of course. All desire is born from memory and is within the realm of consciousness. What is beyond is clear of all striving. The very desire to go beyond consciousness is still in consciousness. Questioner. Is there any trace or imprint of the beyond on consciousness? Maharaj. No, there cannot be. Questioner. Then what is the link between the two? How can a passage be found between two states which have nothing in common? Is not pure awareness the link between the two? Maharaj. Even pure awareness is a form of consciousness. Questioner. Then what is beyond? Emptiness? Maharaj. Emptiness again refers only to consciousness. Fullness and emptiness are relative terms. The real is really beyond. beyond not in relation to consciousness, but beyond all relations of whatever kind. The difficulty comes with the word state. The real is not a state of something else. It is not a state of mind or consciousness or psyche, nor it is something that has a beginning and an end, being and not being. All opposites are contained in it, but it is not in the play of opposites. You must not take it to be the end of a transition. It is itself after the consciousness as such and is no more. Then words, I am man, or I am God, have no meaning. Only in silence and in darkness can it be heard and seen. I am that. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 23. Discrimination leads to detachment. See your world as it is, not as you imagine it to be. Discrimination will lead to detachment. Detachment will ensure right action. Right action will build the inner bridge to your real being. Maharaj, you are all drenched, for it is raining hard. In my world, it is always fine weather. There is no night or day, no heat or cold. No worries beset me there, nor regrets. My mind is free of thoughts, for there are no desires to slave for. Questioner, are there two worlds? Maharaj, your world is transient, changeful. My world is perfect, changeless. You can tell me what you like about your world. I shall listen carefully, even with interest. Yet not for a moment shall I forget that your world is not, that you are dreaming. Questioner, what distinguishes your world from mine? Maharaj, my world has no characteristics by which it can be identified. You can say nothing about it. I am my world. My world is myself. It is complete and perfect. Every impression is erased. Every experience rejected. I need nothing, not even myself. For myself, I cannot lose. Questioner, not even God? Maharaj, all these ideas and distinctions exist in your world. In mine, there is nothing of the kind. My world is single and very simple. Questioner, nothing happens there? Maharaj, whatever happens in your world, only there it has validity and evokes response. In my world, nothing happens. Questioner, the very fact of your experiencing your own world implies the duality inherent in all experience. Maharaj, verbally, yes, but your worlds do not reach me. Mine is a non-verbal world. In your world, the unspoken has no experience. In mine, the words and their contents have no being. In your world, nothing stays. In mine, nothing changes. My world is real, while yours is made of dreams. Questioner, yet we're talking. Maharaj, the talk is in your world. In mine, there is eternal silence. My silence sings. My emptiness is full. I lack nothing. You cannot know my world until you are there. Questioner. It seems as if you are alone in your world. Maharaj. How can you say alone or not alone when words do not apply? Of course I am alone, for I am all. Questioner. Do you ever come into our world? Maharaj. What is coming and going to me? These again are words. I am. Where am I to come from? And where to go? Questioner. Of what use is your world to me? Maharaj. You should consider more closely your own will. Examine it critically, and suddenly, one day you will find yourself in mine. Questioner. What do we gain by it? Maharaj. You gain nothing. You leave behind what is not your own and find what you've never lost, your own being. Questioner. Who is the ruler of your world? Maharaj. There are no ruler or ruled there. There is no duality whatsoever. You are merely projecting your own ideas. Your scriptures and your gods have no meaning here. Questioner. Still, you have a name and shape, display, consciousness, and activity. Maharaj. In your world I appear so. In mine, I have being only, nothing else. You people are rich with your ideas of possession, of quantity and quality. I am completely without ideas. Questioner. In my world there is disturbance, distress, and despair. You seem to be living on some hidden income, while I must slave for a living. Maharaj. Do as you please. You are free to leave your world for mine. Questioner. How is the crossing done? Maharaj. See your world as it is, not as you imagine it to be. Discrimination will lead to detachment. Detachment will ensure right action. Right action will build the inner bridge to your real being. Action is the proof of earnestness. Do what you are told diligently and faithfully, and all obstacles will dissolve. Questioner. Are you happy? Maharaj. In your world I would be most miserable. To wake up, to eat, to talk, to sleep again, what a bother. Questioner. So, you do not even want to live? Maharaj. To live, to die, what meaningless words are these? When you see me alive, I am dead. When you think me dead, I am alive. How muddled up you are. Questioner. How indifferent you are. All the sorrows of the world are as nothing to you? Maharaj. I'm quite conscious of your trouble. Questioner. Then what are you going to do about them? Maharaj. There is nothing I need to do. They come and go. Questioner. Do they go by the very act of your giving them attention? Maharaj. Yes. The difficulty may be physical, emotional, or mental, but it is always individual. Large-scale calamities are the sum of numberless individual destinies and take time to settle. But death is never a calamity. Questioner. Even when a man is killed? Maharaj. The calamity is of the killer. Questioner. Still, it seems there are two words, mine and yours. Maharaj. Mine is real. Yours is of the mind. Questioner. Imagine a rock and a hole in the rock and a frog in the hole. The frog may spend its life in perfect bliss, undistracted, undisturbed. Outside the rock, the world goes on. If the frog in the hole were told about the world outside, he would say, "There's no such thing. My world is of peace and bliss. Your world is a word structure only. It has no existence. It is the same with you. When you tell us that your world simply does not exist, that our world simply does not exist, there is no common ground for discussion. Or take another example. I go to a doctor and complain of a stomach ache. He examines me and says, "You're right." "But it hurts," I say. "Your pain is mental," he asserts. I say, "It does not help me to know that my pain is mental. You're a doctor. Cure me of my pain. If you cannot cure me, you're not my doctor." Maharaj: Quite right. Questioner: You have built the road, but for lack of a bridge, no train can pass. Build the bridge. Maharaj: There's no need for a bridge. Questioner: There must be some link between your world and mine. Maharaj: There is no need of a link between a real world and an imaginary world, for there cannot be any. Questioner: So what are we going to do? Maharaj: Investigate your world. Apply your mind to it. Examine it critically and scrutinize every idea about it. That will do. Questioner: The world is too big for investigation. All I know is that I am. The world is. The world troubles me, and I trouble the world. Maharaj: My experience is that everything is bliss, but the desire for bliss creates pain. Thus, bliss becomes the seed of pain. The entire universe of pain is born of desire. Give up the desire for pleasure, and you will not even know what pain is. Questioner: Why should pleasure be the seed of pain? Maharaj: Because for the sake of pleasure you are committing many sins, and the fruits of sin are suffering and death. Questioner: You say the world is no use to us, only a tribulation. I feel it cannot be so. God is not such a fool. The world seems to me a big enterprise for bringing the potential into actual, matter into life, the unconscious into full awareness. To realize the supreme, we need the experience of the opposites. Just as for building a temple, we need stone and mortar, wood and iron, glass and tiles. So for making a man into a divine sage, a master of life and death, one needs the material of every experience. As a woman goes to the market, buys provisions of every sort, comes home, cooks, bakes, and feeds her lord. So she bake ourselves nicely in the fire of life and feed our God. Maharaj: Well, if you think so, act on it. Feed your God by all means. Questioner: A child goes to school and learns many things which will be of no use to him later, but in the course of learning he grows. So do we pass through experiences without number and forget them all. But in the meantime we grow all the time. And what is a jnani but a man with a genius for reality? This world of mine cannot be an accident. It makes sense. There must be a plan behind it. My God has a plan. Maharaj: If the world is false, then the plan and its creator are also false. Questioner: Again, you deny the world. There is no bridge between us. Maharaj: There is no need for a bridge. Your mistake lies in your belief that you were born. You were never born, nor will you ever die. But you believe that you were born at a certain date, a place, and that a particular body is your own. Questioner: The world is. I am. These are facts. Maharaj: Why Do you worry about the world before taking care of yourself? You want to save the world, don't you? Can you save the world before saving yourself? And what does being saved mean? Saved from what? From illusion? Salvation is seeing things as they are. I really do not see myself related to anybody or anything, not even to a self, whatever that self may be. I remain forever undefined. I am within and beyond, intimate and unapproachable. Questioner: how did you come to it? Maharaj: by my trust in my Guru. He told me, you alone are, and I did not doubt him. I was merely puzzling over it until I realized that it is absolutely true. Questioner: conviction by repetition. Maharaj: by self-realization. I found that I am conscious and happy absolutely only by mistake. I thought I owed being, consciousness, bliss to the body and the world of bodies. Questioner: you are not a learned man. You have not read much, and what you have read or heard perhaps did not contradict itself. I am fairly well educated. I have read a lot, and I have found that books and teachers contradict each other hopelessly. Hence, whatever I read or hear, I take it in a state of doubt. It may be so, it may not be so. It is my first reaction. And as my mind is unable to decide what is true and what is not, I am left high and dry with my doubts. In yoga, a doubting man is at a tremendous disadvantage. Maharaj: I am glad to hear it, but my Guru too taught me to doubt everything and absolutely. He said, deny existence to everything except yourself. Through desire, you have created the world with its pains and pleasures. Questioner: must it also be painful? Maharaj: what else? By its very nature, pleasure is limited and transitory. Out of pain, desire is born. In pain, it seeks fulfillment, and it ends in the pain of frustration and despair. Pain is the background of pleasure. All seeking of pleasure is born in pain and ends in pain. Questioner: all you say is clear to me, but when some physical or mental trouble comes, my mind goes dull and gray and seeks frantically for relief. Maharaj: what does it matter? It is the mind that is dull or restless, not you. Look, all kinds of things happen in this room. Do I cause them to happen? They just happen. So it is with you. The role of destiny unfolds itself and actualizes the inevitable. You cannot change the course of events, but you can change your attitude. And what really matters is the attitude, not the bare event. The world is the abode of desires and fear. You cannot find peace in it. For peace, you must go beyond the world. The root cause of the world is self-love. Because of it, we seek pleasure and avoid pain. Replace self-love by the love of the self, and the picture changes. Brahma, the creator, is the sum total of all desires. The world is the instrument for their fulfillment. Souls take whatever pleasures they desire and pay for them in tears. Time squares all accounts. The law of balance reigns supreme. Questioner: to be a superman, one must be a man first. Manhood is the fruit of innumerable experiences. Desire drives to experience. Hence, at its own time and level, desire is right. Maharaj. All this is true in a way, but a day comes when you have amassed enough and must begin to build. Then sorting out and discarding are absolutely necessary. Everything must be scrutinized, and the unnecessary ruthlessly destroyed. Believe me, there cannot be too much destruction, for in reality, nothing is of value. Be passionately dispassionate. That is all.